What's up, guys? Today we'll be fully stripping and rebuilding this Razor MX650, but we're going to be doing it on a budget. So the backstory is I picked this bike up from a friend and all the parts were like scattered around the garage because he got a new bike and this one was taken apart and he just hasn't put it back together. So I pretty much stole it from his garage for free with all the parts, and my plan is just to strip the frame down, paint it a new color, rebuild everything, but with spending the least amount of money I can. So we'll just pretty much be using old spare parts in this toolbox over here or other parts I have, like this moto cuts, and I'm also going to be using parts brands sent me out. So I'm going to be trying to build the cleanest Razor I can with spending the least amount of money. First, I'm probably just going to go ahead and strip the frame down and get everything off. It already is pretty much stripped. I just got to get the wheels off, forks off, and the motor. And I think I'm going to go ahead and paint it white with sparkles. We're just going to go ahead and strip the bike and start sanding it for painting it. Okay, y'all, I just finished getting everything stripped, and all the bolts were like loose, and it was definitely not safe to ride, but we got it all stripped. Pretty much the next thing I need to do, well, first, before sanding, is what I was going to say, I'm going to make some modifications to the frame, so like smooth these down a little bit, and probably cut these chain guard mounts off, because we're not using a chain guard. And then I'm going to go ahead and sand it, and I'll have to go and buy paint to paint the bike. But since I'm trying to spend the least amount of money I can, and I paint people's bikes for them, and I have them supplied paint, I always end up with leftover paint. So I have a ton of old paint here, and I'm going to try to use as much of that as I can so I can spend the least amount of money on paint, which I don't have any white paint, so I'll have to buy that, but I have a lot of primer and clear coat that I can use. So next up, I'm just gonna go ahead and modify the frame and then sand it. Okay, y'all, I ended up cutting off the chain guard mounts on the swing arm. See, right here is flat, and cut this spot off. I couldn't really get it flat because I couldn't really fit my angle grinder under here, and I cut this part flat so it just looks better. And now I need to get to sanding the frame to get it ready for paint, which I did go ahead and pick up some more paint for this. Just picked up some white Rust-Oleum paint, but I also ended up picking up these already black stock Razor forks that my friend had, which these actually used to be mine on my Razor Indian because they come with black ones, but I forgot he had them, so I just took them from him. So instead of painting them, we already have black ones. And also these handlebars are from the Indian. And I also found these riser mounts, bar riser mounts, which I don't know if I'll keep or not yet. I mean, that'd be nice because these handlebars are kind of small, but it just doesn't look the best. But I've also been starting to mock up the front end. I also have these old pegs off of my Razor, but now I have the Moto Watts bolt-on pegs. I gotta go ahead and sand the frame, and then I'm also gonna start to mock up the front end of the bike. Pretty late now, it's almost like 1 in the morning, and I finally got all the front end mocked up, and it took really long time, mainly because I spent a long time bleeding this front brake, but I got it nice and dialed, and it feels really good. And also spent a little bit getting all the spacing right. Wheels not like perfectly center, kind of to the side a little, because I had to get it over to get the sprocket to clear the brake mount well. So I got like a smaller space for that side and all these washers on this side. But I got it to mount up pretty good. And with the frame, I actually got no sanding done because I spent all my time on this and I didn't really want to sand, and now it's really late. But I also found this 12-volt light kit, which actually was on this bike originally, and I ended up stealing it from my friend, and I've just had it for a while. And up here we got the key, obviously key switch. Oh, fell out. That's what I was gonna get to, is that it needs to be remounted in there, 3-speed. So yeah, the plastics are pretty good mounted up. I'm probably gonna cut in a voltmeter right here because I have like 1 or 2 extra, and voltmeters are nice. But other than that, hopefully I'm gonna get to sanding on this tomorrow and maybe paint it on Thursday or Friday. Today's Tuesday, because it's gonna rain all tomorrow. Okay, y'all, I finished doing all the sanding off camera because my phone actually ran out of storage, so I had to go through and delete a ton of stuff. I didn't want to fill it all up with the time lapse, but I got it all sanded down with my friend. It's kind of wet, and I'm probably gonna end up painting it tomorrow because it's dark out now. It's late, because I ended up painting this super earlier. Came out pretty nice. It's like sparkly, but you can't really tell because there's no light on it right now. But it came out nice. So if you need any painting done in like Minnesota, let me know. You can do that on any bikes. It doesn't weaken the frame like powder coat. But we got this all sanded and ready for paint. Well, I gotta mask up some spots like the bearings, but the paint's over there. So I'm probably gonna paint it tomorrow, let it dry, and then hopefully get to rebuilding over the weekend or maybe next week. Frame's all ready for paint. I got it masked up and all cleaned up. Kickstand. And we're gonna go ahead and prime it using these 2 different color primers. They're like pretty much the same thing, just different color. I'm just gonna layer them on top of each other. But I don't know if this will be enough. I hope it is, but if it's not, I can just throw this one on. You can go ahead and get it all primed, let the primer dry, sand it, and then do the white. Okay, y'all, I got everything covered in primer. It's not like perfectly smooth, like you can see kind of the lighter gray and then the sand, like the darker sandable primer on top. Because like the sandable primer can was like spraying really weird for some reason. I think the hole was like all clogged up. But we pretty much got everything covered in primer, which was our main goal. So now I'm gonna go over and wet sand it with 600 grit to make sure it's nice and smooth for when we lay down the white. Okay, y'all, I sprayed 3 coats of white and a very light coat of the sparkle. It's kind of hard to see. It's a lot easier to see in person. It's nothing like crazy sparkly, but it's like a nice little touch. Kind of adds a little life to it. As you can see, I'm full of paint, especially my hair. I'm all like sparkly. So I'm probably gonna have to hop in the shower after this. But up next, we have to clear coat. Okay, y'all, I just finished all the clear coats. It looks pretty good. It's nice and sparkly. It's kind of hard to see on camera. In person, it's a lot easier to see. You can see right there, it's nice and sparkly in the sun. But it looks pretty good. It's nice and shiny. There's not much orange peel, but it also probably won't be perfectly smooth because with the glitter, it like makes it kind of rough. Not rough, but just a little bumpy, not as like smooth. But I'd say it turned out pretty nice. I think it'll look good all together. But now we have to let this dry for like 2 or 3 days if we want it to fully cure. So I'll see you guys once it's fully dried, and then we'll start rebuilding the bike. As you can see, it's been 2 days and it's pretty dry, and I already have it like partially together, mainly just so I could get it up on the stand. And we're gonna start rebuilding it now. Probably won't be able to fully rebuild it because I don't have everything I need to get it running. I need some wiring stuff to get the battery up, and I'm probably end up wrapping the battery or something to make it look better. But we're just gonna start rebuilding it and trying to get as many things mocked up as we can. Unfortunately, I just figured out while trying to get these forks on that they actually won't fit because the diameter of like the triple clamp thingies, they're closer together than the stock MX650 fork. I'm gonna end up having just to use the stock gray forks, not those black ones. I'm too lazy to paint them. I don't really want to, so we're just gonna have to go with these gray ones. So I'm gonna have to get everything off here and get these on. forks all on. They don't look as good as the black ones right here, but it's not a big deal. It is what it is. And I got the battery kind of set here. How I probably am gonna mock it up, and I wish I did this earlier because I had to bend these tabs out a little to get it to fit, and I ended up scuffing up the paint a good amount. I tried my best not to mess up the paint, but if I were to do that, if I were to mock it up before I painted it, it would have been fine. But that's just annoying. I'll have to try to touch up the paint a little bit. And you can tell the paint's not fully dry because it's like a little rubbery. It's not like fully solid. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the controller and 12-volt converter on. Got the controller and 12-volt converter in there. I'm probably not gonna do the wiring until like I can confirm everything works, because I'm not trying to wire everything up and then it doesn't work and take it apart. Just threw the plastics on. I'm gonna connect the charge port to the battery right now. And I don't have like the connectors that go to the actual battery leads yet, so you order those. That's why you can't really get the bike running right now. But yeah, I'm gonna get that all connected up and then fix this key. It's in there somewhere, it's just not connected. And mess with the wiring and mess with the wheel. Okay, y'all probably just saw what happened. And I did do that on purpose because I didn't think anything would happen, because they're just the charge, like the discharge ports, not like the battery leads. But this is just a cheap Amazon battery, and yeah, they're scary because they like to explode. But I'm just using these connectors, which I don't know if they're even rated for this. But the reason why I'm using it is because I want to be able to like unplug and replug like the connector port, so I can like put it through the plastics, and then if I need to take it off, I can just unscrew it and take it off the plastic instead of just soldering it right to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing this, and hopefully that doesn't happen again, and hopefully the battery isn't fried, but we'll see. I just got it all wired up and the charger is plugged in. I'm gonna plug it in for the first time. I'm kind of scared because I have no clue what's gonna happen, and it's really wet in there, which is not good. Alright, I cleaned out the inside. I don't know what's in there, definitely not water, some liquid, but we're gonna plug it in now. Hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully it just charges. Oh, it does. Let's go. So it's charging. Very anticlimactic, but never know what happens. Now we just have to make sure it doesn't explode while it's charging. We're gonna let that charge up, and probably I'm gonna mess with the rear wheel and the sprockets and the rotor and stuff. Here how the rotor holes are stripped. They definitely are. That one isn't. But I'm attempting to retap them right now. This is my first time doing this, so hopefully it goes well and works. But that tapping kit just came or whatever, and it also came with the connectors for the battery. So I can go ahead and solder this to the battery and get it all connected up and see if it works. But right now, I'm gonna just focus on getting this rear wheel all set up. Okay, I got everything soldered and taped up a little, so it looks a little better. Looks less like a bomb. And we're gonna try to plug it in and see if there's power and if it works. Okay, I got it all jankied up together and the key and stuff all plugged in, I think. So we're just gonna plug in the battery and hope that it works. Oh, there's the spark. Okay, now it should turn on. There we go. it's gonna be giving me a ton of different warnings because I don't have anything connected. But that's good. We know it works, it turns on, and it charges. So I'm probably gonna mount this on the plastic somewhere, and then eventually we'll get everything back together, all the wiring all situated, which is always fun, and all the 12-volt accessories in that kit. But right now it's 10:30, and I've been working on this literally all day. And I got work tomorrow, so we're just gonna wrap it up for tonight, and then I'll get onto this whenever I can next. All right, guys, it's been like a while since I filmed, like a week, but I'm pretty sure the last clip we plugged in the battery, make sure everything worked, and everything worked, which is good. And I retapped the rotor holes, and if you can tell, I got the rotor on, and I threw the rear wheel on just so I could roll it around. It's not perfectly like aligned yet. And I threw the motor on, and pegs, and the brake. And yeah, it's almost done. Just gotta do the wiring and brakes and get everything pretty much just finished up. But I do have good news and bad news about this build. But first, I'll give you guys the good news, is which Moto Watts sent out us some titanium and a shift lock. So if you need any titanium or shift locks for your Razor, go and shop Moto Watts for titanium and shift locks. I have their titanium on my Razor over here, and shift lock on my Razor. See the shift lock, and I also have their bolt-on pegs. But I already had pegs for mine, so I didn't need any of those. But I got the shift lock and some nice titanium for the Razor. Okay, now the bad news is that while I was trying to get the new brake mounted, I realized that on the M2, stage 2 M2, I don't know, I kind of forgot what it's called. But they have the brake on this side and the sprocket on this side. And obviously on the MX650, it's the other way around. So that means that the mount is on the opposite side that it needs to be on. And I can't just flip it around because it doesn't fit like that. So unfortunately, we can't use this brake. Right now, we're gonna go throw on the Moto Watts titanium and shift lock, and then probably go ahead and start cleaning up and doing the wiring. Alright guys, as you just saw, I got all the titanium in from Moto Watts and the shift lock. It's looking really nice. Got it in the plastics too, up here. But right now I'm going ahead and gluing this key back in. It was glued in before, but it got like ripped off. And then I'm gonna clean up a lot of this wiring and try to get everything all wired up. And I'm gonna have to cut a hole for the charge port. And then I'm also going to try to mount up a voltmeter, because those are really nice to have. Here's one right here, a voltmeter. So I'm going to attempt to wire this up if I remember how to. And we're going to cut a hole in that. You could also use this one for the bars, but it has a key and stuff. I don't really want to take that apart and ruin it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try to use this one. Okay, y'all, I got the key switch all like hot glued back in. It's kind of hard to do, but it's like really nice and solid in there. I like filled the whole thing with glue because my friend didn't do a very good job cutting that hole, but it's nice and solid now. But next, now I have to resolder this because you can see there's only 2 wires, it's supposed to be 3. So I wired up the voltmeter. Oh, it's stuck down here. And I remember my friend used to have one. And there was these 2 wires right here that were just broken off, like cut off, so I just wired it right to it, and then it ended up working. So it must have been where the old one was. Let's see, 53 volts. So that should be right. And then if I turn on this button, all the 12 volt stuff works, which right now it's just the taillight and this charger right here, but that's not plugged in. But I got covering tape so it's not orange anymore. And you can tell wiring is still a mess. Just got all janked up together. But I'm gonna cut a hole for the charge port here, and then for the voltmeter. And then we're gonna get all this wiring kind of like bunched up and together. And then I'm gonna try to connect it to the app and tune it, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't feel like filming me doing the wiring because it's just boring, but we're gonna get it done in 3, 2, 1. All right, as you guys can see, I got everything together. It's pretty late now, I'm tired, but it's all together and it turns on. 53 volts, it doesn't go though, because like I said, we still have to tune it. We got the 12 volt kit works. I got the wheel like aligned and I got the chain on, so that's nice and works well. And then we got the battery all strapped down and the wires are pretty much all tucked up there. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I do think the forks do kind of sell. If he had upgraded forks, it'd be nicer. Which I actually stole the upgraded forks off this bike a long time ago again for my other build. But if you didn't notice, I also put on a different rear brake. I just threw on one of the old Zoom brakes that was originally on here. You can tell it's not very good, so I'm gonna have to bleed this. It's only one piston. Not as much stopping power, but it won't be a big deal. It's just a little ripper, it won't be that fast. And it'll be fun for wheelies because these bikes are really easy to wheelie and stock swing arm. Pretty much it for tonight. Got the Motowatts shift lock, my old pegs off my Razor, and I think it's looking pretty good. I'm trying to convince my friend to order a front fender for it because I think it would look way better if it had a front fender like mine. Just brings it all together. But if it had black forks or silver forks, I think it would look much better. But it really isn't a big deal. But hopefully tomorrow we can get it tuned and running, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bleed this brake, and it should pretty much all be done.
We're on the way.
Whoa, look at that car. Is that a car? Is that Sylvia?
No.
That is, wait. Is that a RX-7?
I think you might be gay. Okay. So, we are on the way to steal a battery.
The YouTuber.
Oh, okay, you talk.
Okay, so no, you have to record me. There was a change of plans with the
Bro, go in a higher gear. It's too loud.
We're about to stop. There was a change of plans with the Razor, and we couldn't tune it. I don't know why. With the 48 volt, so we took that all off, and we're going to my other friend's house, and we're stealing his battery off his Razor,
His little brother's Razor.
which was originally on his bike, on this Razor. So the controller should be tuned for it, so we don't have to tune it. So we're gonna secretly try to steal it, and then swap the batteries, and then put the 72 volt back on to the Razor. Let's go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay guys, we just got the new 48 volt battery in this bike all tuned, and it works. So then we're gonna take the 70 volt home and then put it in the white Razor, and then come here. And then it's very mint bike. And then show his Ultra B. Wow.
Very clapped right there. Very mint
Okay,
versus
and
very
then
clapped.
Shut off. Now it's turning into the time lapse again.
Time lapse time.
Package secured. Seatbelt in.
One last touch.
Wait, show it to the camera. This is the final ingredient. Put it on the sides.
Yo.
Should I put it like this?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be slower?
No, it's gonna be like the same, I feel like. He's armed and dangerous!
Okay, y'all, we have the 72 volt in and it works and runs and stuff. Not right now, because I've been messing with the wiring. And the 3-speed switch doesn't work. That's because one of the other wires that like broke off before, different one broke off, so I'm gonna have to resolder that again. And we got it to, it like shows up on our phones on the far driver app, but it won't let us bound to it, so we can't adjust the settings to make it go faster. So right now it's unlimited. So we're gonna go to Best Buy and buy a cheap Android because we can download one of the different far driver apps and hopefully we'll be able to connect to it and tune it.
I have an idea.
And yeah, we're gonna go to Best Buy. Shut up.
We're like paid Mr. Best Buy worker. Do you have any phones under $40 that can comfortably hold like 2 terabytes? That come with Telegram?
That's going in my video.
Yes. Okay.
So we're gonna go to Best Buy and then buy a phone and then hopefully we can tune it and then put the wiring together and then bleed the brake and it'll pretty much be done. Oh, and then we're gonna get a fender off his M2, which is on here first, because then it'll look better with the fender. All right, y'all, it kind of looks like the whole build is done, but it's pretty much not. We got the 72 volt in and it works well, and we bought that new Android and we got it all tuned with the new app, which is so much easier to use. Pretty much everything works good. I just got it all dialed in. I still need to bleed the rear brake, but it like works somewhat. And yeah, got it all tuned. It's not the fastest, but it's fun to rip around and it looks good. I like the white, came out good. But I say it's not done because we should be putting on a CRF 50 front fender, and then might also be getting a decal from a brand. And also, unfortunately, we might have to bring this battery back because the friend's mom that we took it from wants us to, I don't know if she wants us to bring it back or not, but she wants us to like go talk to her about it, which I don't know if that means to give it back to her and get the 48 volt back or whatever, but that's not really a big deal because this battery's been through a lot. It has like 2,100 cycles on it and the cells have been uneven and it's pretty used and damaged. But other than that, it's looking really good. Got the Moto Watts titanium and shift lock. The paint's looking good. It's pretty dialed. Got it all wired up. I fixed the 3-speed switch. This works. The 12 volt converter works. And you see the charge port for your phones and the taillight. But other than that, we pretty much just have to get the fender, a decal, and I'm probably gonna go around and touch up all the paint. And then I would say it's gonna be complete. Hey, I just went back to my friend's house and we swapped the batteries, which kind of annoying, but also not a big deal because like I said, that Hot Packs battery was like deteriorating, but we got the BTR battery on with the fake Hot Pack sticker that we put on yesterday. And if people know that, if people are Razor people, they'll know the BTR battery, which is this, is also known to be a really bad battery, but it's probably not even that much worse than that Hot Packs battery. Well, the only difference that my friend told me, which he was riding it, is just less power, obviously, because it's 48 volt. But it's same amp hour, and not gonna lie, it probably has more range because it's pulling less power. And it's brand new battery, like the other one's been running for a really long time, so it probably like losing its cells or whatever, however that works. But yeah, the bike's looking good. Keep saying that because I like how it looks. And hopefully we're gonna get a fender tomorrow and a decal soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, but tomorrow's Wednesday. And pretty much all it needs to be done is I'm probably gonna mess with the tuning a little. Here's our $40 Android that we got at Best Buy. And that new app the Worthless Controls app is so much better than the Far Driver app. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead. Probably just need to bleed the brake, and I'm gonna tune it. We've been having some motor overheating problems, so I'm just gonna try to fix that and then bleed the brake, get the other parts on, and we're pretty much done. Stop. Okay guys, KB, shut up. KB Custom just sent us out a decal for this bike. So I'm gonna slap this on. Hopefully it looks a lot better. I think it will. And then hopefully we'll get that fender on. It'll pretty much be, oh, I still need to bleed the brake. Wait, should I bleed the brake, or do they think it's okay?
It's not okay.
So I should bleed it.
Yeah.
If you help me.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
Patrick, why you call me?
Oh, hello, Mr. President.
Okay, we're gonna throw this on. Got the decal on, and if you notice, there's still no front fender, because them two we were supposed to take it off of, someone is borrowing, and they decided they didn't want to bring it back, so we could get the fender off. But I think I'm gonna take it for a ride, and we'll kind of go through everything, see how it feels, and yeah, got the decal from KB Customs. It's burnt right there because I accidentally burnt it with a torch when I was trying to get bubbles out. But we're gonna hop on it and then take it for a little ride. We're on the bike now. It's a little bike. And it's pretty late because I just pushed off filming this all day. I don't know why. I just didn't really feel like filming it. Now it's pretty late. We're just gonna cruise around and kind of check out the bike. The bike is definitely really small. Like, I'm not used to riding a small bike even compared to my Razor just because it's so modified and big. But, you know, it's pretty nice. I still never bled the brakes. I didn't really feel like it. So I decided not to. But it still locks up pretty, like, easily. Obviously, I didn't do it there when I tried to show it. It doesn't have that much torque. But since it's, like, stock sprocket or stock swing arm, it's, like, really easy to pop up just with your body weight. It's kind of fun to rip around on. It's a really small bike. That's why Razors are fun, because they're small. Oh yeah, one bad thing is this front brake. I talked good about it a lot, but it's really like a piece of shit. When you like press on it, it like locks up and like the pistons don't go back out. They just stay in, and then it kind of like locks up almost. We were having a problem where like when you came down from a wheelie, it would like cut out. And I don't know why, but I also don't feel like fixing it. So I'm just gonna leave it as is and give it back to my friend. Hopefully he likes it. He probably won't even ride it because like you guys didn't see, but he has Ultra B. Oh yeah, so it's really easy to pop up. Scary to wheelie. But these Razor balance points are like really pretty low, so you can like sit at it for a really long time. You know what? Let's do a top speed run right now. I don't even know if it'll go the speed limit, but hopefully it will. Let's see, gotta get the speed app open. I don't expect it to be that fast, but we'll see. Oh. Okay, it's picking up, but really slowly picking up. I'm gonna say this is around like 40, maybe 45, just off the feel before checking. See, look it. Now it cut out. I don't know why. Oh, there, but now it's back. Motor's like not even like super hot. Yeah, 42. That was about my guess. I said, what, 48, 45? But yeah, overall, bike's pretty good. It's like, if I were to compare it, it'd probably be like around Tuttio and Yozma level of a bike. They'd probably even have better suspension, like if this had upgraded forks. But it's low-key pretty comfortable. I like the pegs and the shift lock. Looks good. But it feels good. It's a nice little bike. I just wish it had, if this was my bike, I'd get forks and then probably a nicer battery and it'd be mint. But that's pretty much how his bike was before I stole all the parts. See if I can, oh my gosh. See, it just cut out. No clue why, it just randomly does that. It doesn't beep or anything either. I was gonna try a little one-hander there. It's like I said, it's really easy to just sit at the balance point. Let's go for one right here before I end the video. Oh. It's hard to like control because these tires are so thick for this small of a bike. But there it is. The budget razor. Only spent like $16 on it, which was only for the paint. But pretty much everything else was from my friend, and I just had it laying around. But technically I only spent $18 on it just right at this moment. But it came out clean, so thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the build down in the comments. Yeah, like and subscribe. Make sure to follow all my socials for like if you want to see daily content or more wheelie clips or my Surron and my other bikes. But yeah, thanks for watching.